Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online, easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts, Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert, Adam Duran, answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
All right, Adam, excited for another podcast.
Woo! Me too, Jamie. Thanks.
All right, excellent. I'm so excited for this new topic.
Why is that?
Because I thought of it.
Actually, yeah, Jamie and I were sitting discussing this show, and okay then, Jamie, what's our topic for today?
Well, can I give it 10 seconds of background?
Of course.
All right, so as a business owner, we're just bombarded with you need to advertise here type of company. So either it's direct mail or TV or billboards or online or anything. So my question for the expert is what works? What actually, not just views or clicks or impressions or blah, blah, what actually turns into business?
First, comparing the two. Of course, I'm biased, right? But comparing making an online presence, comparing that to advertising on TV or advertising on radio or in newspapers or magazines, it's no question that online advertising or creating an online presence is way more money, way more effective, and way more money back into that business's pocket. And how we can tell that is actually over the last 5-10 years, you can see bigger business or all businesses actually migrating more towards online advertising as opposed to every other form of advertising. And the reason is because they're waking up to the effectiveness of it. The more people cut the cord or stop ordering their newspaper delivered or stop reading magazines, where are those eyeballs going? They're not closed. They're actually going to the internet. So you have to go where the eyeballs are.
Well, and that certainly makes sense. It just seems of all the different advertising sources, someone with a fully unlimited advertising budget, what do you think, number one, creates the most customer response? And then two, what do you think creates the most actual dollars in the pocket of the business?
Well, if you look at the most expensive ads in the world, of course, you're going to talk Super Bowl. But are those actually the most effective? If you can afford to drop $1 million on a 30-second commercial and not really know if it moves that needle for you, then that's great for you. I love those kind of businesses. I wish I had one. But because we're talking about local SEO, we want to make sure that this is definitely the most useful podcast for those owners. So we're kind of we'll move away from Super Bowl ads and just do local. When we're talking about local advertising, why there's a number of reasons why building an online presence. That's what I'm trying to couch this in the correct terms. Building an online presence that would be Facebook page, website, Google My Business listing. Those are the three main things. Yelp presence. That all encompasses your online presence. So when we're talking about that, the effectiveness, that ROI on those is definitely way more than a radio ad or a TV ad. And it's backed up by numbers.
I'll also say, the online customer is someone who actually may be a customer I'm interested in talking to. If somebody is responding to a newspaper ad, for example, that may not be a good match for my business.
Why is that?
Well, they may not be so open to new technology. My company is a solar business, and so they may not be open to new technologies. They may not be open to wanting to save money or save the environment or save any, they're just kind of, want to keep things the way they are. And so if they're supporting that newspaper, and so that's that's a little bit contrary to I'm not saying all, but in general, if I was going to invest in a newspaper that is just wall to wall ads, where your message gets lost among the thousands of other ads that are in there.
Yep.
I'd say it's I've never seen the sense of it. So, but advertise, and newspapers are declining, of course, but they don't need to be. They could move to online. But anyway.
I think what you're getting at is when you have an online presence, you have a built-in qualifier, and that means that your customer is qualified. They're self-qualified, right? Yep. Because number one, they're on a mobile device or on a computer, so that kind of that eliminates a whole section of the population that probably might not have enough money for that service or for your service.
Yep.
So that funnel narrows down. So it starts off with anybody and everybody, and then it narrows down to somebody with a phone or with a computer. That assumes a level of money available to spend on stuff, which is super important.
And here's another one too, is that my online presence is almost all in English. And so I generally attract people who can speak English, because if I were to bring in, somebody that only spoke, say, Cantonese or Mandarin, I don't necessarily speak those. So it would be difficult to actually be able to sell to them. And I don't know if I'd feel confident actually selling to them. Yeah, well, I mean, there are definitely, that's a strength and a strength of another business. Maybe you don't. I know I've been to trade shows. I went to a trade show weirdly, or strangely for me anyway, for an hearing impaired trade show where we walked into a hall with my daughter and full of people, and it's completely silent. Wow.
And there was a solar company there who did solar especially for hearing impaired clients. So
that's cool.
That was very cool and eye-opening. So I think that's kind of, that narrows that funnel down even more. So that's neat.
Creative.
So,
I like creative.
Yeah, I do too. One of the things that also the advantages over any kind of traditional media, we'll say, is you get large reach at low cost.
Ah, yes.
So that's super important. When you create a web page or you create your Yelp presence and add photos to it and stuff, it doesn't take that much time, and whatever you create goes out there and it lives forever, or as long as the internet's going to be around. That's really cool. The other part, as opposed to a newspaper ad or something like that, is you have a measurable outcome. So if I put an advertisement out there or I'm building my online presence, I can see the growth of that presence by the metrics that are available on each of those platforms. That's super cool. This is also great if we say we have a series of Google ads that we have, that we're paying Google for. We can see which of those ads are higher performing and which are lower performing. Then we can eliminate the lower performing ads and go with more of the higher performing ads. On TV, on any other medium, that's impossible. So that's another great thing about having an online presence, is you can choose to put more of your efforts into the ones that are bringing in, that you can see the results for, and so you can maximize those results. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I could not agree more, because whenever you meet with a marketing person, they say you're wasting your money on advertising if you do not have a call to action, or especially like a coupon or a discount program. Well, I'm a business. I don't necessarily want to discount my services. I work really hard. So, there's people that respond to coupons, and then there's people that, but that's really their only way of measuring the success of the ad. And so is coupons. It the ad that's drawing them in, or is it the discount that's drawing them in? So it's a little fishy for me, but so I completely agree with, different kinds of ads and being able to measure that.
So for your solar company, no Groupon in your future.
No Groupon. We did look at Amazon, actually. And Amazon canceled it because it was too difficult for them to get into that business.
Okay, then lastly, the other one that I want to talk about is the targeted audience part of all this. So when when we do our Google presence, when we take care of all these things and we get higher up in the rankings, we have our visibility taken care of, and then we have our credibility taken care of. So we have online reviews, all that stuff that differentiates us from our competitors. The customers that do contact us, the ones that pick up the phone and say, hey, can you help? Those are the ones who are qualified, and they've done their research, and they've chosen you to serve them, to do whatever service you have. And those are the customers that we want, the ones who've done the research and they've self-qualified. So they know the money it's going to be involved. So it makes the actual conversion of that lead way easier. So talking to them, you're an educated customer. That's awesome. Thank you for finding us. Thank you for educating yourself. And now we can proceed without me having or you having to be convinced, because you've already done it. You're looking for that service. You're actively searching for help. That's why this all works. The credibility, visibility, and then obviously that leads to serving those people more and more of them.
Which also leads to more credibility when they write an online review.
Right. And so all of this in traditional media, those are all the things that lack. If I see a commercial on TV or hear it on the radio, I can't tell if that business is a 5-star business. I can't tell anything other than what they're saying. And so that's a lot of trust for me to pick up the phone. So that's the other reason having an online presence is just such a no-brainer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. We're coming up on 11 minutes, so we're not in the local SEO. So it's my fault. My fault.
No problem.
Asking too many questions. But.
That's okay. We got to everything that I wanted to talk about. It is a no-brainer. That's my last word. This is if you're going to be making a business, or if you have a business and you're still on the fence for some reason, these are the reasons you need to take care of your web presence, because all of that leads to more qualified, more people calling you, willing to do business, and looking for your service. It's awesome.
Perfect. All right. So if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to share it around other business owners, especially like if you're in a networking group. We really appreciate it. And make sure to review us, of course, 5 stars, because this is the best podcast out there. Almost best one.
Second best to Straight Talk Solar.
That's right. And so, Adam, any final words?
Nope, that's it. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.